Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Sam here, bringing you Spy X Family, hot or not.
So I just want to say I made a mistake in our animes coming out this spring. I said it was a Twilight agency. That's actually the code name of Lloyd, which is also a code name. Sorry, I really apologize. Creativity. This one is about a spy who has to go undercover, so he needs a daughter, goes and gets. It's a spy comedy. Actually, I don't tend to watch like spy things, not even like normal shows, so I would probably be one of the worst people to ask whether this is something we've seen before. For me, I haven't seen this before.
I don't normally watch spy stuff myself, unless it's like 007 or the Bourne series was pretty good. But forget all that. This was pretty cool. I thought the concept was really weird, and at first when Ruka approached me with this, I was like, I'm not sure if it's my cup of tea. And I thought the concept was really weird, but after watching it, I can see how it can have legs. Definitely it's got legs in this one.
Entertainment. Just like what I saw from the trailer, the soundtrack and the color scheme is really nice. The palette that they've used lets us know that this is in the 40s. I really like it. Also, it's funny, like we're watching a comedy here. Anya can hear Lloyd's thoughts. He's obviously a spy, but she is a child, so she wildly reacts to them openly instead of trying to keep it to herself because she's a little girl. So it just brings more hilarious points, like when he was thinking to himself about not having her, and then she turned around and says, "No, please don't give me away," and all the parents in the background are saying, "Oh my god, like what kind of parent says that to their kid?" There's loads of funny moments. Just like when Anya accidentally types correctly Morse code and uses Twilight as his code name and says, "I'm here, catch me if you can," which is intercepted by the bad guys. Also, we're seeing backstory. We hear that Lloyd was probably an abandoned child as well. He was always crying and no one was there for him. And now he's being there for this child. And she also reminds him of why he became a spy in the first place. So loads of entertainment value here.
I found it entertaining as well. What is worse than your child knowing what you're thinking? Seriously, the hijinks that you could do with this is definitely a lot. This episode was funny. As Ruka said, she highlighted lots of the stuff, so I'm not just going to repeat that. However, I do want to say the lies that come effortlessly of Lloyd's mouth is mad. We're old guys and we see potential in hide and seek players, so when we see them, we just gotta play it. What? What? And she's eating that up. She's like, "Oh my god, that's cool." Fuck, that was lame. But I get it. It's pretty cute. It's pretty cool and very insane.
Character development. We actually had quite a few characters that were introduced to us quite nicely. Lloyd, I really like his character. He's very standoffish. He obviously, although he deals with people all the time, he really doesn't know how people work because of the way he operates with them. He treats everything as factual things that he's flicking through in a book, and that's how he approaches really everything. It was hilarious when he said to Karen, "I'm afraid I can't find any intelligence in your conversation," and just dipped right at the moment when she was gonna say like, "Oh, do you think maybe one day we'll get married?" And he was like, "Slow your roll, mate." It was hilarious. And I like the way he actually changes his faces. He's known as the man of many faces, so I like the disguise element of it. I think it's a really nice, add some cosplay in there. And Anya is really sweet. Although she was a test subject and hasn't had a real childhood at all and has been returned a bunch of times, she's still really out there. She's still quite happy. Kind of reminds me of Kotaro. I don't know, because we've just been watching it. You know, just putting that best foot forward even though things are not the best. I really like her character. I like that they've given her a superpower where she can hear things. I like the way she keeps saying like, "Oh, Papa's such a liar," because like you said, he's telling all these fantastical lies, but she knows it because she can hear his thoughts.
I'm just going to go for Lloyd here. Lloyd is actually really well created character here, and the fact that he's got many faces gives them a lot to play with, and it's sometimes hard to make a character that is so wide believable. Characters like Kakashi is a good example of it, but there's other characters that are quite wide that it's a bad idea. So this one, I think they've done a good job in making us know who the core of the character is, so that we can easily distinguish when they switch up. And also, I like the little tidbits of Lloyd, like for example, when he was so happy that she passed the test and he goes, "Oh my God, I relaxed. I've never had this before." And then he went woozy. Like, it kind of shows how dedicated to his work he is. And I liked it because you know what Lloyd's about this episode.
World building. So with this, instead of them building up the aesthetic worlds, the actual world that they've built is through this spy network and his job, the things that he's done, and the bigger picture that they're fighting for. They're on the verge of a war. This is the time where intelligence is being sent back and forth in various ways. The technology isn't as good as we have it now. You very much understand that this is definitely in the 40s. It is definitely showing you this other side, and even from Anya saying things like, "Oh, being a spy isn't as interesting as I thought it was going to be. It's not as cool," because she's very into spy shows, and then showing that it's not all fun and games. Sometimes it's really quite boring and there's not much going on. I like the way that they've actually built a realistic spy world, even though it's not very realistic at the same time. Even though I'll just say that the way that his thoughts go, because we hear a lot of his thoughts because of Anya, does sometimes seem as if they're using it as the easy way out for Anya to find out things.
Yeah, so like they gave us maps, they gave us actual motives for why the world is this way. They gave us motives for why the network has been introduced. Even the going and exchanging the newspapers because they had ciphers and whatnot, I thought was brilliant. Yeah. And you do see that in a lot of spy things. I remember sitting with my granddad watching old stuff and seeing that kind of thing happen. He's even got one of those little radio things and the Morse code that he can do. They've made everything believable because like you kind of feel like, yeah, that tracks the whole way through. The world, I feel, was built nice, and giving us the maps and stuff as extra bonus, I thought was a good idea.
Plot execution. He needs to have a daughter and enroll her into this school because it's the school that this person of interest, son, goes to, and this is the only place where he appears in public. So we already have a plot which I feel will stretch over quite a few episodes, but it won't be the entire thing. It doesn't feel like this is it to me, and especially the way at the end of the episode it said mission 2, he has to find a wife, because in order to enroll Anya into this school, so it's a family interview. So yeah, I do think that they have a plot here, and also I do feel like this is really a slice of life with fun spy elements that do dominate the episodes, but really it's a slice of life about him actually getting a family, because he also said how, you know, he didn't really have that growing up, and now we can see that he kind of wants to be with Anya, but he doesn't want her at the same time. He's trying to think of her as a mission, but come on, we can all see the foreshadowing here. It's called Spy X Family as well. On top of that, they've thrown it in our face, so that's obviously going to be another part of the plot as well.
So for me, in terms of plot, you know what it is by now. I need a plot for the episode and a plot for the overarching. Did I get that? You're going to have to find out when I give you the verdict.
So the verdict then. Creativity, hot or not?
Absolutely hot. Not seen anything like this, and I really do like the way that they handled it. Even the bits that were more shonen-y, as in him beating up everyone and him threatening the guy to leave him alone. I thought that was really cool how they did it. Because it wasn't just, I'm going to kill you. It was, I know where you live. I know who your daughter is. I know where the moles on her body is. But he went in, fam, to be fair. And I liked it. Definitely a hot.
Hot for me as well. I thought that it was creative. I haven't seen anything like this. Using the other element of superpowers involved with this just changed it a bit. Entertainment, hot or not? Absolutely
hot. I was glued to the screen for the whole 24 minutes. I was like, yeah. Even the music at the end, I thought was a buck. And you know me, I don't like listening to opening or endings. So I was like, yeah, you know what? You got this. Definitely a hot.
It was a hot for me, personally. I feel like we should have got a double episode. That was too short. It was very entertaining. I thought it was funny. It had a lot of cute moments. Character development, hot or not?
It's a hot for me because every character there was given the correct, appropriate amount of time on the screen and the level of deepness they went into the character. So if you were an important character, you got the most that put into it. And if you weren't so important, you didn't get that much put into it. And I really did like that they proper distributed it correctly. And I feel like everyone who was there was meant to be there, and it's definitely a hot for me.
Fully agree with that. It's a hot for me as well. I even liked the guy that gave the test paper results to Lloyd. You can hear that he's one of those where he's saying little things that are going to influence his behavior later on. So I like the use of that character as well. World building, hot or not?
So for world building, it's a hot for me. Look, it can't happen anywhere else. It can only happen in this setting. And yes, because it's specifically to do with him and because of the specifics of the mission, it was perfect setting. It was totally believable.
It's a hot for me as well. I really liked the way that they built up this spy network. This world is Lloyd's world. The undercurrents that all of the normal people don't see. It's a second world, and that's where we are right now, and I really love it. Plot execution, Big Boy Sama. We know you're going to say it's a not, so I'll just go ahead.
So, did they give me a plot for the episode? Yes, they did. It was the mission. It's the title of the episode. Get a daughter, and he did. That was the whole point of it. Now, did they give me a plot for the entire thing? They did. The mission is to get my man and get some information on him. They told you from jump. And it's kind of easy for something like this to have the overarching plot as well as individual plots, because every episode could be a mission that helps you towards the end goal. And I feel like they smashed it out of the park, because how do you make getting a daughter 24 minutes long? And they did a great job. I just want to see how they get a wife.
Oh my gosh, I am so shocked you say not so much. Okay, so for me, plot execution was definitely a hot, and I feel like I've already given my reasons for why I liked the plot. So there you have it. Both me and Big Boy Sama have gone for hot for 5 out of 5 categories.
Yes, this was a great anime to watch for the first episode.
Let us know what you think in the comments. Did you like this one? Were you looking forward to it? I feel like a lot of us were looking forward to this one.
Also, how do you feel he's going to go about getting the wife element? I mean, we already know what kind of person they are.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
And if you made it this far, we do really appreciate it.
Peace.